When Karen was born almost 22 years ago, I knew that my life was definitely going to change. The first time I held her in my arms, I told Patty we should name her Mercedes. Because by the time I'm done spoiling that little girl, I could have bought myself a couple pretty nice cars. When Karen was just a baby, I worked second shift. I'd get home from work just about the right time for that late night feeding. I'd go into the kitchen and I'd get Karen a nice warm bottle of her favorite beverage, and one tack I was there, I'd get myself a nice cool bottle of my favorite beverage. We'd go into the living room, we'd turn on the television, we'd kick back and we'd both enjoy our beverages. Like the good father I was, when she was done with hers, I'd make sure she burped. And like the good father I was when I was done with mine, I'd make sure I burped. Then I'd cover her up with a nice warm blanket. I'd give her a big kiss, and we'd fall asleep all night long with the television on. When Karen got older, she'd go out on Friday nights with her friends. And when she'd come home, oftentimes she'd find me in that same recliner, watching television. And she'd cover me up with a big blanket. She'd give me a big kiss. She'd curl up on the couch next to me, and together we'd fall asleep all night long with the television on. And I'm only telling that story for Nathan's benefit, so that on Friday nights, when you want to go out, and Karen wants to watch TV all night long, that one's on me, buddy. Sorry. One of the traditions I had with our children was to take the last night of summer vacation, that night just before school started, and sit down and have a little talk with them. We'd talk about the fun times they had during the summer and the exciting things they were looking forward to with the next school year. During one of these talks, Karen pointed to the closet and said, "Dad, see that blue dress over there?" I said, "Well, yes, Karen, that's very pretty." She said, "All the boys in school are going to like me when I wear that dress." She was going into first grade at the time. And I remember that very well because the next morning I discovered my first gray hair. But perhaps my favorite time with Karen was getting her up for school in the morning. When she was young, I'd go into her bedroom, I'd pick her up, and I'd rub her back while she woke up. And she'd pretend to stay asleep, so I'd rub her back a little longer. Take a note, Nathan. She learned that trick from her mother. But it was during these times when I could just sit and think. I think about Karen's future. What was life going to be like when she got her driver's license? When she went to prom? I think about her wedding. Right, Cassie. You and Karen aren't the only two who've been planning this day since I was married. And then I'd stop and think about the lessons I'd learned since having a daughter. I learned things like, I can wear gray hair, it's all right. I learned things like, just because a man is blessed with a wonderful daughter, it doesn't mean that he doesn't love his two wonderful sons any less. But oftentimes, I just sit and think about how special she was. And it was during one of those times when I realized the great lesson that Karen taught me. You see, I sit and think about what a special daughter she was. How she was my little princess, and how I wanted the whole world to treat her like the princess that she was. And it was then that I realized I couldn't expect the rest of the world to treat her like a princess if I wasn't ready to treat other daddy's special daughters like princesses. So you see, Karen, because of that lesson, you started me down that long road to becoming a better father to you. A better co-worker to all the special princesses that I get to work with. A better husband to that special princess that married me so many years ago. So tonight, I'd like to propose a toast to my daughter. But I'd like to propose a toast to every daughter that's in this room tonight. To all the daughters in this room tonight. If tonight, your dad is in heaven, know that every chance he gets, he grabs St. Peter by the arm. He points you out and says, "That's my little girl. Isn't she special?" If your dad is somewhere else tonight, know that he has a special place in his heart, and it's a place reserved just for you. It's a place he visits often, and it's a place that always makes him happy. And tonight, if your dad is in this room with you, know that he considers himself the happiest and the luckiest man in this world. To our daughters, you give us everything we need in life, especially one more reason to enjoy drinking.